First tonight, Greenville police took a lot of heat over the recent arrest of an autistic man. Tario Anderson was shocked with a taser as he tried to run from officers on Christmas Eve.
As the investigation into that incident continues, WYFF News 4 Investigates has learned tasing a suspect as they try to run away is banned by many police departments, including several in our area. Tim Waller has been digging into the story. Tim.
Well, Nigel and Gabby, how and when police use their tasers depends on the agency's use of force policy. Our investigation found while many policies discourage the use of tasers on fleeing suspects, the Greenville Police Department's policy does not.
It's a smartphone video that's been played many times and scrutinized by an angry community.
He's calling for his mama. Calling for his mama. And you keep tasing him?
Please don't do this. He has our children. Don't do this.
Tario Anderson tased by police when he ran from officers, as noted in the official police report. WYFF News 4 Investigates obtained the first-person accounts of the arresting officers, who responded to what police say was the sound of multiple gunshots in Anderson's neighborhood. Upon shining a spotlight on Tario, Officer Ryan Weeks wrote, he put his hands in his pockets, turned in the opposite direction, and began walking toward Burn Street. When we exited our patrol vehicles, Tario began fleeing. I told him to stop running approximately 3 times. I then warned Tario if he didn't stop, he would be tased.
He don't understand what you're saying.
The 34-year-old autistic man was shocked not once but twice for not complying with the officer's command.
You know, as a result of this incident, we'll review our force policy. I have reviewed the force policy.
Greenville Police Chief Ken Miller has faced tough questions ever since the incident. Miller says he's reviewing the city's force response policy, which says tasers are appropriate for subjects exhibiting defensive resistance. Police say that's when a person tries to run from officers.
Do you think tasers are overused by law enforcement?
I think they can be. And that's why you have to really look at your policy and then you have to look at what's happening.
While Greenville's policy allows officers to use tasers on people who try to flee, WYFF News 4 Investigates has learned many agencies in our area don't allow that. The Greer Police Department's use of force policy says tasers may not be used on fleeing suspects unless the suspect is a threat to himself or others. In Lawrence County, tasers cannot be used on non-aggressive resistors. And in Henderson County, they can't be deployed on suspects who flee when no threat is posed. Taser International, the maker of the popular X26 model used by Greenville Police, warns fleeing should not be the sole justification of using electronic control weapons against a subject.
Tasers shouldn't be used on people who aren't being aggressive.
USC Professor Jeffrey Alpert is an authority on police use of tasers. A study he authored for the National Institute of Justice found, while tasers reduce injuries to both officers and suspects, they can also be the cause of injuries in certain environments.
When a suspect runs from police on a sidewalk, you would not recommend using a taser on that person?
Most departments I've seen now prohibit the use of a taser when someone is running, particularly on the sidewalk or in the street on pavement, because if you shoot someone with a taser, it's very likely that person is going to fall down and not be able to use his hands and arms to protect himself and just fall right on his face, and that can cause some very serious injuries.
Officers may make a mistake. We're not perfect, but people will resist our authority routinely, and so our job gets messy.
Miller says if officers had not used a taser to stop Tario Anderson from running, their alternative would have been to tackle Anderson, who is 6'6" and weighs 320 pounds.
You're trying to get control of them physically and you're wrestling around on the ground. Guns get taken away and police officers get killed.
That may have been one reason Greenville police used a taser to stop Anderson, and because police department policy allows it.
Again, Chief Miller says he plans to review the city's taser policy. He says there is also no rule in the policy on how many times an officer can pull the trigger on their taser, and the chief, who is new to Greenville, says he believes those limits are important. Meanwhile, Chief Miller says the dual investigation into the Tario Anderson incident involving SLED and his own department's Internal Affairs Division is expected to wrap up soon. Nigel?